Fractions. A fraction is a mathematical representation that expresses the relationship between two numbers. A fraction consists of a numerator, top, and a denominator, bottom. The numerator tells us how many parts we have, and the denominator tells us how many parts the whole has been divided into. Here are some examples. First, a half. Fraction, 1/2. Meaning, a whole has been divided into two equal parts, and we have one of these parts. Second, a quarter. Fraction, 1/4. Meaning, a whole has been divided into 4 equal parts, and we have one of these parts. Third, 3/4. Fraction, 3/4. Meaning, a whole has been divided into 4 equal parts, and we have 3 of these parts. Fourth, 2/3. Fraction, 2/3. Meaning, a whole has been divided into 3 equal parts, and we have 2 of these parts. Fractions in English are usually pronounced in such a way that the numerator is pronounced as a base number and the denominator as an ordinal number in the plural if the numerator is greater than 1. Here are some examples. 1/2, 1/2. 1/3, 1/3. 2/3, 2/3. 3/4, 3/4. There are several types of fractions, each with different properties and uses. Here are the main types of fractions. First, proper fractions. Definition: a fraction where the numerator is less than the denominator. Example: 3/4, 2/5. Meaning, the value of the fraction is less than 1. Second, improper fractions. Definition: a fraction where the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. Example: 5/4, 7/3. Meaning, the value of the fraction is greater than or equal to 1. Third, mixed numbers. Definition: a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Example: 1/2, pronounced 1.5, 2/3, pronounced 2 3/4. Meaning, this is an alternate representation of an improper fraction. Fourth, unit fractions. Definition: a fraction where the numerator is 1 and the denominator is any natural number. Example: 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Meaning, the value of the fraction is always less than 1. Fifth, like fractions. Definition: fractions that have the same denominator. Example: 3/7 and 2/7. Meaning, these fractions are easy to add or subtract. Sixth, unlike fractions. Definition: fractions that have different denominators. Example: 3/4 and 2/5. Meaning, these fractions often need to be brought to a common denominator before they can be added or subtracted. Seventh, equivalent fractions. Definition: fractions that have the same value but different numerators and denominators. Example: 1/2 and 2/4. Meaning, these fractions can be converted into each other by expanding or reducing. Eighth, decimal fractions. Definition: fractions whose denominator is a power of 10. Example: 5/10, 37/100. Meaning, these fractions can be easily converted to decimals, e.g. 5 divided by 10 is equal to 0.5. These different types of fractions are used in math to solve different problems and illustrate different concepts. If you still have questions about a specific type of fraction or want an example of it, let me know.